This episode is brought to you by FanRoll, your source for premium gaming dice. Get 10% off dice and dice accessories at fanrolldice.com with our code TRIALS10. They have a huge selection of metal, resin, and even a couple of other novelty dice. So go check that out and get 10% off your order with code TRIALS10. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 215 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me are my players whose names are...
Oh, harumph. Hello, I am Grumpy Grumperson. My name is Ben, and I play the grumpy level 11 tiefling fighter, Boobalero, who's just grumpy all the time. Harumph.
Hi, it's me, Carla, and I'm never grumpy. I'm always happy, and I love making jokes because I can't take anything seriously. Hi, I already said that I'm Carla, and I'm playing the level 11 Tiefling Roguelocke Integrity Idleberry, who has no intro except for the fact that she's cute and preppy.
I endorse this, and my name is Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 11 half-elf bard. I have to say, this is not the worst time we've been confronted with an enemy's severed head.
That's true.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I play the level 11 human sorceress Serenip Cinderman. What a wonderful dinner where nothing went wrong, no awkward conversation, and we're leaving on wonderful terms. Everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the gamblers met with the Fiend of Death, Horst, for a hasty dinner. After teasing their former patron, Count Hucktool, Boobalero took it upon himself to question their host's intentions and virtue, storming out after a yelling match and set to do things without her or anyone else's dubious help. The other three are students, steadfast, and reliant on some form of cooperation with the Fiend to find the soul of Windsor Wallaby, stayed behind and behaved while asking after their friend, who was revealed to be claimed by the Fiend of Whimsy, Godless Galvan. Goals aligning, Horst requested they free the architect of duplicity, Diana, from Whimsy as payment for the lead on Whimsler's soul. She then asked the remaining dinner guests to leave so that she could deal with Count Hucktool behind closed doors. The gamblers must now find a way into Whimsy's domain and bring the rogue Boo back into the fold. That's what happened last time on Trials and Trebuchets.
Wow. Amazing.
What a wild time.
Mira Marchand, Integrity Idleberry. Why'd you make that face? Mira Marchand, Integrity Idleberry, and Serenip Cinderman, you are presumably heading back to your room. You are granted a very long elevator ride downwards with only the prying ears of a little imp, different from the one who brought you up here, listening in on your conversation. Was there any dialogue that occurs on the way back to presumably your room?
Well, we were just told that Galvan might like to disguise himself as an imp, so I don't intend to talk about anything too pressing, but...
Okay.
Okay, so hopefully Boo's alright. What the hell was that?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. I mean, have we ever really seen him get like that before? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it wasn't like he was completely wrong, but like still like to do that, like just continuously like glancing over at the imp and yeah,
Yes.
just like yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we can talk about it when we get back to the room.
Yeah. Guys, just because Boo's like kind of been around us all the time and we haven't really gotten a chance to do this, I just wanted to check with you guys. Are we still all on the same page about, Boo and the coin?
I mean, I don't necessarily have any wishes of keeping Boo for the rest of my life. So
No kidding.
I think that I'm still on the same page as you.
Once we're out of here, before we get back to the room, I just have something else that I need to talk to you guys about as well, okay?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Serenop says that. Mir Marchand, when you mentioned the coin, you see this little imps. His eyes glance over to you for a very, very quick moment, and then he goes back to his like very gently lowering your guys' elevator so that you're not plummeting. And after probably 3 minutes of descending, mostly in silence, as you guys are like, we'll save this one for when there's not little prying ears around. When you arrive at your wonderful floor, the doors open, and this little imp will go, I couldn't help but overhear. Are you all perhaps having money problems? Talking about coins? You're not. And he like looks around, makes sure no one else is like in the hallway. He goes, you're not by chance thinking of stealing from another duplicity guest?
Of course not.
Make a deception check.
I try to look as shocked. I
Absolutely.
try to look as shocked at the suggestion as possible. Like, oh my goodness, who would ever say that?
What is that? That is a 16 plus 9, 25.
25. This little imp nods 2 or 3 times, and he was like, my apologies. It was just the vibe of the conversation seemed to lean in that direction, but obviously, it's foolish me for listening in. And then he bows and says, have a very wonderful evening, everyone. And the 3 of you can exit. He does not ask for a tip. Crazy enough, surprising enough. The door is shut. You then hear the elevator behind plummet in an utter free fall. You guys are in a secluded, empty hotel room. Or not hotel room, casino, hotel.
Betting house.
You guys.
Hallway?
Betting
I beg you
house.
for-
The betting
hotel,
house floor.
Hallway.
You are all on the secluded hallway floor hallway, where your room is. It's probably like a couple seconds to walk over to the door to your actual room, but in the meantime, there are no prying ears around. So Serenep or anyone else that wanted to continue this private conversation.
I just wanted to let you guys know. When I went over to speak to the fox folk at the
Silvertons!
Who the fuck said that?
Me, Luke did.
Oh,
Silverton
God.
Hall.
The imp shouts a correction from the bottom of the elevator shaft.
It's got good ears.
Yeah, but when we were at Silverton's, I went over to talk to the fox folk who asked us to look for his son and everything. He brought up something about the games that happen in the Fiend of Whimsy's space. That he said he talked about how, like, you know, he lost his son in I'm guessing like it was a bet that happened, and that's how he ended up locked up in a cage. But he turns out doesn't really work with coin. So I'm just letting you guys know now, because we are going to go to that area, I'm guessing, be really careful with what you're putting on even if you like go into a table, be careful because you might lose something important.
Yeah, you got it. It sounds like that's an in, though. I mean, if we're...
I'll make sure not to bet my family.
Yeah, who would ever do that?
Jesus.
Well, if there's things that are important to us that we are willing to risk, it's useful to know that that's an in. Hey, listen, worst case scenario, if we need to place another person as a bet, and I gesture with my head over to Boo's room. Not fully seriously, but I'm making a
Cold as
dark
ice.
joke, but also
Cold as ice.
grain of truth.
Yeah.
What the?
Okay. Is that it for the extent of the conversation in the hallway?
Yeah, I just wanted to let them know about the
Yeah.
danger there. Yeah.
Yeah. Integrity, was there anything on your mind that you didn't want to share with imp ears listening in?
Or Boo.
No. Not right now.
Okay. In that case, you all 3 approach this wonderful marble door into your wonderful room. You can stand for a second, compose yourself, think about what you're going to say to the person on the other side, and then Integrity Idleberry, you can reach out, turn that doorknob, open it, and within you see the beds pushed up against the walls, little chairs in front to sit and you put your shoes on, get ready. That's it. At the far end, a tall window looking out onto the plain. No curtains whatsoever any longer after your meddling affairs earlier in the day. And standing there or sitting there or somewhere in this room, how do we see Bubalero? Where is he at?
Looking out the window.
Bubalero is standing, hands crossed behind the back, mayhaps?
No,
Okay.
more like, you know, like
looking grumpy. With his arms crossed in front of him, hunched a little bit, staring out this window. You all see him standing there, this pink tiefling.
I'm surprised to see you here.
I'm surprised you actually left the dinner in one piece.
I'm surprised you did after all that.
What the heck was that?
I said what needed to be said. I told the truth. And I meant every word that I said.
Yeah, not against the truth, but where was that fighting spirit when I said we should try to free people?
I didn't come here with the task of freeing people. I don't know if you realize this. There's nobody in this plane who can be free. Everyone who's in this plane is already gone. They're lost. And that includes your friends. So what are you doing here fighting for? Are you fighting for nothing? Are you fighting to die? Because as far as I see it, I don't think there's anything left of your friend to save.
Oh, bullshit! I'm sorry that you haven't lost anyone, that you don't know what it feels like, but we have. We know what it's like to fight for the kind of people we care about. I've met someone who's escaped.
What I've lost.
Oh, please, regale me with how, fuck off! You can't tell me that you don't know about our friends, about our situation, and then come and,
I had friends before, and they're gone too. They've been gone for years.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
How could you? It's not something that I would just tell anybody.
I mean, I know that it's hard to speak about this, and I don't expect you to tell your entire life story to us, but I'm sure you understand where we're coming from. Did you ever feel like you wanted to save or try to find your friends who are lost?
If I had the chance to save them, I would have taken it. But by the time I realized what had happened, it was already too late. And so I ran. I ran away. There was nothing I could have done. And as far as I see it, they're gone.
We don't think that our friend's gone.
If you think your friend is really out there, if you think that you can truly save them, what are you willing to sacrifice to bring them back? How far are you willing to go to get what you want?
As far as he would have been willing to go for any of us. And that's farther than you can imagine.
Put yourself in this situation. You want to save the life of your friend, right? And you're in a situation where you have to choose. What if you end up choosing between not only everyone else who you're friends with, but even yourself, your own life? Would you be willing to sacrifice yourself if it meant saving just one other person? Would you do that? Do you have the guts to follow through with something like that?
I feel like we've all made that mistake once already. I once made a promise that I will try to save someone's life, and I failed at that, and I completely regret it to this day. And I feel like I'm willing to sacrifice my own life for them. Now, looking back and realizing that I broke a promise and that they died knowing that I failed them. So yes, I'm willing to go to the ends of the earth to help save Winsler.
Based on what you told me, it feels like you ran away, just like I did.
Oh yeah, because we're cowards.
If you truly feel that you can save your friend, assuming they're even still savable, you can prove to me that you're willing to sacrifice anything and everything to get what you want when we go and take care of business. Prove to me that you can do what it takes to take what you want, or you'll leave with nothing.
I'm sure we'll prove that to you, Boo. I'm sure we'll prove that we're willing to sacrifice whatever it takes. Escape from Lem is possible. The three of us met someone who escaped from Lem. Sure, she was being tracked down, but she did it. She died and she got out. It's not impossible. These people are not unsavable, and our friend is not gone. And I know how it feels to lose somebody and blame yourself. Believe me, Boo, I know that. But back there, that conversation, yeah, I got pissed at you, but look, that shows that you're willing to step up. You did put yourself at risk in that moment. Clearly you know how to do it. Do it on a larger scale. That's the only thing you need to do.
Well, I'm glad you can convince yourself that there is still things worth saving.
Well, if I can't convince you.
I'll come along and we'll finish what we came here to do. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Try not to get in the way of somebody who has nothing left to lose.
Boo, as you deliver this scathing line, are you going to turn and leave the room, make them catch up with you?
Yeah.
Are you on a mission now?
We're on a mission.
Okay. Boo,
no more horsing around. Horsting around. I did not mean to do that, but...
Boo,
Okay, horsting around,
horsting
new title.
around. That's new art title. He pushes through you guys into the hallway. Do you want to follow, and where are we going? What are we doing? What's the mission right now?
So I think what the plan is, I'm probably gonna wait before the elevator so that we can go into like the plan in more detail, because I wasn't there in the last parts of the dinner, so I don't know what information everyone else might have about the Fiend of Whimsy. So
in a wonderful scene, Boo storms out of this room. It's probably like 30 seconds go by before the three of you say anything to each other in the aftermath of this. Integrity, Mira.
I'm glad the three of us are all on the same page. And then I'll go after Boo.
And then Mira turns on her heel, exits into the hallway.
Integrity just follows Mira, and Integrity's sort of like staring at her jade dagger, just like
Trying.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Integrity, as you walk out of this room,
I'm sorry.
ever since midway through that conversation, when you had mentioned I made a promise to someone, I failed. There's this like pinching, stabbing kind of sensation coming from between your shoulder blades. Not super strongly, very dull, very almost like someone pinching a numb part of your body, if that makes sense. A very dull sensation. And as you walk and as the conversation has faded, so too does that pain. Serenup, you can shake your head and follow along with everyone else.
Like a very like practice like deep breath because I'm just so angry at this guy.
Yep.
And then follow.
Of course. Absolutely. Just close that little door behind you, lock it up, safe and tidy. And after this 30-second kind of silence between these two groups, the three of you walk down the hallway, the like 13, 14 feet to where Boo is standing, tapping a foot impatiently for the elevator to come. What is the direction we're going in? The elevator arrives. This imp ushers you all in and begins to slowly lower you back down to the main level of duplicity. What's the plan?
So, did you actually learn anything of value in the time that you were remaining there having a lovely dinner?
Decent bit, actually. Where we need to go, who we need to find, and I'm going to just gesture toward the imp with my eyes, who might be listening, who might not be who they appear to be, if you catch my drift.
The imp looks over their little shoulder at you, and they like have this like slack-jawed expression, like these glazed over little yellow eyes, and then they just go back to their like slow descent of things.
I point at my eyes with two fingers, and then I point at the imp as if to say, I'm watching you.
You know, the plane of Lem is so beautiful. I really loved seeing where the fiend of avarice is located. I really wonder where the fiend of whimsy could be, you know? I don't think we've ever really seen where they reside, and I feel like it would be so beautiful and so cool. I wonder, but I don't know where it is.
The imp continually lowering. They look over back at you, Integrity, these big glazed over yellow eyes and this little slack-jawed expression.
I wonder who could know this information.
Yeah, it would help us out so much as wealthy patrons of this betting house if we knew, but alas, I guess no one can help us for a large tip.
This imp has rolled.
Yeah, real unfortunate, huh?
This imp has rolled tremendously on their little history/insight. They stop the lowering, and then in a little quiet voice, they'll say, what would you be willing to offer someone who could point you in the right direction, perchance?
Do I only have the chip in high denominations?
Yes, I believe you do.
Oh, boy.
Okay, I only have it in high denominations, but the Fiend of Whimsy doesn't deal in money. Is that correct?
That is,
and there's no fucking way we're ever cashing this money out, ever.
Listen,
I'm just going to I'm going to hold up my like absurd amount of money chip.
Isn't it like
and just like
50,000 gold?
Yeah, it's
Holy
some shit like that.
Damn.
Okay, you're gonna hold this out to the imp. Are you gonna hand it over immediately?
I'm not going to hand it over. I'm going to hold it up so as to suggest that the imp will need to give me information first.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
13 plus 6. 19.
19. The imp got like a 3. He lashes out with his right hand and tries to grab it. And Mira, you just raise it like above your head where he cannot hope to ever reach. And he goes, oh, damn it. For the chip, I can tell you where you might be able to find that place?
By all means.
What? The fiend? Oh, so the deal is that the fiend of whimsy as we call him, godless Galvan as we call him. The imp's eyes are like rolling. They're not looking at you directly. They're kind of like looking down at the floor and kind of like their head is rocking back and forth, almost like there's water in his ear that he's trying to get out, if that makes sense. He goes, we call this Galvan, we call him. He runs it's like the high roller's room. And so you, with your undeterminate and infinite wealth, would likely just be able to pay the fee and get in. Or if you were like an imp, you could waltz in scot-free, take a load off, sit down, get maybe like an ice cream. What? Is that it? And he holds his little hand out. He goes, is that enough? Can I have?
How much is the fee?
I've never paid it. I am an imp. It's free charge.
It's free charge.
You know,
Well,
Mira,
we might actually need this money
Yeah.
to pay the fee.
Well,
I never
wait.
technically.
you know, Mira, I don't think that like imps who try to steal
Ow! No!
really
I just
deserve
misunderstood
that
the deal.
amount.
No! I misunderstood the deal, please!
I mean, I have this, and then I take out one of the blue chips that I found when I was like scouting the like the
seats,
like the
when you guys
auditorium,
were
the
leaving.
seats.
Yeah.
which is like 500 gold pieces worth. So I could be like, I mean, maybe they deserve this. What do you think?
That one was not
You
as
really
much.
think? I mean, for a thief? I mean,
I'm not a thief.
well, I guess if you wanted to be really generous integrity.
I'm not a thief.
What do you call trying to grab a coin out of someone's hand before knowing the full information? That's thievery.
I misunderstood the circumstances of the deal.
Can
I
I-
apologize for that.
No,
But
no,
please.
please don't cry. I'm sorry. We're just joking around. Here, take this. And I give
the 500?
I kind of want to pull him by the scruff of the neck and pull him away from the coin, as in like, hold on, you're not just giving him, you're just not giving him that.
Integrity goes, okay, I'm sorry, and like ducks down to like hand him this coin, and but you just pick him up by the scruff of his neck, and you're going, no, and he's like,
This little guy's not getting off scot-free like that.
I'm not a thief. I've never stolen from any fiends in my
I
life.
want to shake him a little bit.
Give me an intimidation roll.
Guys, we are in a small space in an elevator. We really shouldn't be.
Additionally, I will add this in a moment as Boo has
Okay.
scooped up this little guy.
So intimidation.
Intimidation.
elevator
please.
is
How's an
falling.
18 do you?
At 18, little tears rolled out his cheeks. He goes, I've never stolen from anybody. And
It's a
then,
lie.
underneath all of your feet, from 80, 70, 60 floors up, you feel the elevator begin to plummet.
drop
Because we
him, drop him.
Oh, okay.
Can I grab
Um,
the thing? But is there like a lever or something that I can just catch?
You can make an athletics check
It's gonna go badly.
as it just begins to unwind and it spins.
Okay.
Sarah, you look at it, if you're not successful here, you're just going to get thrown around by this thing. There's a lot of momentum, a lot of weight pulled up in this elevator
Okay.
drop into the ground. None of you guys can fly. The imp is fine. Let's see what it is.
Let's try this.
We're gonna die.
Oh, that's actually not that bad. 16?
16 does not cut it.
Damn
unfortunately.
it.
Sarenap, you grab a hold of that, the little winch, as Boo scoops this guy up, goes, the imp starts crying. You're like, oh shit, this is a problem.
Could use
you reach
something,
over,
but I'm not going to.
Sarenap, you reach over, grab this thing. It slips out of your hands and throws you into like the corner, over by like the doors where they're opening. And Sarenap, in your ears now, your head's kind of ringing as you were thrown against the ground. You can just hear like, as the sound of this thing like whistling past all the, the floor doors. And in a moment, in a mere second and a half, you guys reach the main floor with a grand slam. You all crash into the ground, and you'll be taking a lot of damage.
May I jump?
Damn.
Like, you know how
I was
they-
about to say, could I
jump
cast
before that?
Featherfall on the elevator?
I'm curious if this would do anything, Luke. It may be too late, but would this constitute feeling threatened?
If that's
I'm
up to your
curious-
interpretation.
Well, I'm curious if I could like try to like just not mirror consciously, but on instinct, if my snake arm would like reach out and like try to wrap itself around this winch.
You know what? You can,
I don't know if that would do anything, but
You can make an athletics check as well.
okay.
However, that will only be attenuating the damage. It will not be at this time
Yes, I figured.
stopping it.
Of course.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay, well that is not gonna
I can't believe they all died in an elevator crash.
well the base number was a 2 and the result is a 7. So I don't think that's gonna help.
Mira's left arm transforms before all your very eyes. The imp is, as his eyes little shut, he's like, we're gonna die! I need, and you all slam really hard into the ground. There's a
Yeah.
loud crash. The elevator itself seems to be broken from the impact. It probably not used to having this many people in it when it crashes back down to earth. I need all of you to take 40 bludgeoning damage.
Holy
God.
shit.
You fell 60 floors,
Holy
okay?
shit.
Yeah, that's actually pretty generous given what it could have been, so.
Holy
And
fuck.
you
Ouch.
all find yourself on a heap on the floor. The little lights that were on in the elevator are completely off. This thing is broken and shattered. Boo, this little imp is trying to wriggle out of your grasp, but he goes, "We lived. I can't believe. I'll leave, please." He's like wrestling to get away from you. Boo, are you gonna let him go?
I'm not letting this fucker go.
The dust is in the air. Boo's grabbing onto this imp. The rest of you can try to be standing up. You hear like the heavy footfalls as a guard runs over to the door and goes, "Oh, what happened in here?" And he like just pulls the doors off of the elevator. You see this like red mottled skin, very tall fiend with wearing a wonderful suit. He has like little wings, and he's like looking around, and he points down at you, Boo, who's holding the imp. He goes, Did that little fella cause all this accident? Did he do that?"
Well,
No.
he certainly did something along those lines.
Hand him over to me.
I'm just gonna hand him over and just like lay on the ground.
The imp now, while he was like trying to cower away from your grip, Boo, as you hand him over to this guard whose entire hand is bigger than the imp's entire body, and just grabs him to the point that it almost looks like a person eating a banana, where the head of the imp is visible, but the body of the imp is not visible in the hand. He's just squeezing him. The imp's like, "Ow!" And he is like, his little hand scrapes against yours as he tries to hold on, Boo, as you hand him off to who knows what eternal torment. And the guard goes, "Thank you all. I apologize for this little man's incompetence. We'll make sure that you have free room service or something of the sort. Thank you very much." And he scoots away, and you just hear this imp like crying, whining in his hand as he grips ever tighter.
I think I broke my hip. I think more than a free room service, I think we need more compensation or else we're gonna sue and we're gonna complain.
That's how we make our riches.
I don't think there's law firms down here.
Then we'll win. Perfect.
There's no fiend of law.
You'd be wrong.
Imagine if there
but
was.
the four of you can stand up from your horrible accident, wipe yourselves off. You walk out into like the little elevator area where everyone's like waiting for one, and there's like 19 people here who are looking at you all with horrified visages. You're all covered in dust and grimy. You're just very sore and achy. Your head's a bit rattled.
But we're rich.
There you go.
But you're rich. You didn't have to pay.
I am glaring at Boo so hard as we walk. I'm just like, you literally caused this, you motherfucker.
So, where are we going now? What's the direction?
Is there any
Well,
place in
ready
the
to
betting
fight,
house that
Boo?
we haven't gone to look?
Other than the high roller room?
Yeah, there's like the high rollers rooms. To put in context, like Silverton is at the very back, and then to the right of it is kind of where the Fiend of Avarice's get up was, and then over to the left side of the betting house is kind of like roped off, and a couple of like large, very ornate, very beautiful looking doorways over in that direction, but with quite a few guards. So that would be the high rollers room. Alternatively, there's always, I don't know, maybe it's later in the evening. Maybe just go to Silverton's, ask around. That's a joke. Please don't do that.
I mean, we could always just go and inspect like the general area around
Absolutely.
the high rollers.
You can feel free to like walk up to like the guards guarding the door and see if you can get in.
Yeah, I want to figure out how much the fee is.
Yeah. Or at least just
Okay.
ask questions
Like,
about,
if we paid this fee, would it be able to get all of us in, and would we still have any money left over to bet with? Unless we're not betting with money, but
Of course. in that case, Mira, you can spearhead this direction. Are you going up to the guards proper to ask, or are you going to like try to get the information elsewhere?
No, I'm gonna go to the guards, I think.
Absolutely. Mira, you dust yourself off, pick yourself up, scoot out of this elevator, get your bearings, and head off towards the High Rollers' doorways. They're beautiful. They are made of gold with inlaid, encrusted gems. These two fiends stand outside, both of them wearing dark glasses with their hands crossed, making almost like pouty faces. Mira, as you walk up towards them, one puts their hand out and goes, "Well, excuse me, miss."
Oh, how much is the fee for this place again? I'm trying to see if it's worth it.
The two guards in unison look at one another, like head to the left, head to the right, and one of them scoffs, the one who's not talking to you, and then the one who was talking to you leans in a little bit, and they say, "Now, I'm not trying to be... Actually, before I say anything about this, just make a flat charisma roll for me, Mira Marchand."
Sure. Is that just like adding my modifier
Just-
and proficiency,
Nope,
or
just
my
charisma.
modifier?
Just
Okay.
your modifier.
12.
12. Okay,
Damn.
in that case.
No, 13.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Math wrong. 8 plus 5.
Does not make a difference. This fiend in that case leans into you and will say, "Now, I don't mean to assume. However, if you have to ask, I don't think you can get in, unfortunately."
It's not about that. It's just that I didn't get this rich being stupid with my money, so I would really like to know.
Being rich, being stupid with... Yeah, you sound like you belong in there. The fee... And the fiends look at each other for a long, tender time, a tender glance at one another. And this one leans back in and will like whisper in your ear, Mira Marchand, and they'll say, 500,000.
500,000. I see. Okay, cool.
Which is surely
Thank
something you can afford, right?
Surely, but
Well,
I'll have
surely
to
she can
very
afford it.
carefully consider my investment opportunities first. Bye.
The best connections,
And I'm going
the best
to-
connections are behind this door. They yell at you as you scurry away, Mira Marchand. Back to your other friends in waiting, and also Boo.
So what did they say? Because he just started yelling things at you as you walked away.
When they said high roller, they mean like a high roller. This is a tenth of what we would need for one person.
Great.
Okay.
So either we find a way to fake our way in, or we find a way to get in somewhere else. The guy said that imps got in free. I just wish they weren't so short, or else we could, just... Maybe one person could disguise themselves as like a big stack of imps on top of each other. No, I don't think that's gonna do it.
I mean, I don't know how, because like we were able, because I'm like leaning, like we're like huddled together in a corner now. It's like,
Yeah,
well, I
you
mean-
guys are like off behind like a supporting pillar, kind of like scheming and plotting, looking out to see these like two guards. You can see them like giggling to one another right now. And actually, as you are standing here watching, looking, trying to plot something, you see like an older lady. She's dressed to the nines, like a very long fur coat behind her, and her hands like carrying like a little briefcase, almost like a little thing. It's like clipped to her wrist as well. She walks up, she holds out her hand, they examine a ring on her finger, and they go, "Oh, of course, your family is loved by all here. Welcome, 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 lady." And they usher her in. She doesn't seem to pay a single cent, and just waltzes straight through the door.
Did we get a good look at what the ring looked like?
You could make a posthumous perception check for me. I guess that's not really posthumous. After the fact. What would that be?
It's a 17.
17. It seemed to be just a old signet ring of a sort. Kind of shit like rich people have.
Hey, Serenev.
Yep.
It looks like just being important can just kind of sort of get you in. And I know that, you have a very good reason to want to be discreet about things, but I wonder if this is one of those situations where throwing your name around actually might help us.
I'm gonna look over to the door in the garden like, that honestly might be one of our best bets. Okay. I look at myself covered in soot and like all
Absolutely.
all the stuff because of the fallen elevator. But like,
You saying Marge is royalty?
Sure. Yes.
Oh.
Distant lands. Yeah.
Yes,
Anyway.
laws.
Right.
Hey, no fiend of law, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I look at the elevator that we just came down from, like,
Absolutely.
okay, I probably would have to get myself cleaned up. I do have some stuff with me that I brought from home. Okay, we're gonna have to dress this up quite a bit then.
Okay. Serenup, if you would like, you can spend this time apart from your friends and prepare yourself. And should there be any, either we can skip this, or if the three of you have any other alternative business that you wanted to get up to before that happens, I don't know if there's any other plotting or leads that you wanted to follow up on.
If there is another way into the High Rollers area, I wonder if it would be a good idea to look for like a janitor's closet. Maybe there's like, I don't know, something in there in terms of like a hole we could crawl through.
Yeah, are there any
two-
vents?
There
I
does
didn't
not
want to
appear to
say
be any
vents.
vents. There does not appear to be vents. There does not appear to be butler closets. There does not appear to be anything. Yeah, as you stand and watch, Serenap departed from you all now, you see these two massive gem-encrusted doors, like two sets of double doors, probably like 30 feet apart, both guarded. No one seems to be going through like the far one, let's say, the one like shoved off in the corner. It seems to be old, decrepit. There might even be like a bar across it, to be clear. Everyone seems to be using the door which is closer, the more, the closer, the one that Mira went up to. As you stand here,
Guarded.
the one that's guarded. Well, both of them are guarded, but nonetheless, you stand here and you don't see any obvious ways to infiltrate.
Are there any like? I realize now my mistake. We should have kept that little imp around. Are there any other imps around?
Oh, of course. There's tons of imps all around.
I want to look for one that would be
Easy to beat up.
most susceptible to being bribed.
Or that.
Interesting. Integrity, Mira, would you like to also accompany Boo on this endeavor?
Sure, I'm down for bribing an imp.
Okay. Who would be the most susceptible? Boo, you...
Is there like an imp who's like a really pathetic little piece of shit? Just like a real scrappy little worm.
who would do anything for the right price?
Ooh, maybe an imp who is like walking under people's feet trying to catch
Like a little orphan kind of imp.
An urchin imp. An urchin.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, here's what I can do for you guys.
Okay.
Tell me how this one sounds.
Okay.
Boo, the idea strikes into your mind. You mention it to Mira and Integrity. Keep your eyes out for the most pathetic, easy to manipulate looking imp out there. You guys are watching, looking, on the prowl for the right mark.
Is that the name of the imp?
And
Mark.
walking on by, ignored by the general populace, you see him walk up to one table and be like pushed away by the dealer really, really quickly. When he tries to like sit down, he even puts some money on the table, and then he gets like shoved off, and he like shakes his head. He's wearing like this little red tuxedo. He has this reddish skin. He has a very familiar little face to you guys. You can see the pathetic little form of that one imp who brought you into duplicity itself.
Oh
my god!
You see
Diplin?
Why is
Give you his
Diplin
name.
here?
Yes.
Loitering around. He has like a dirty little tuxedo on. It's way grimier than when last you saw him, and seems to be just being generally ignored by anyone. He's trying to like strike up conversations with even other imps you see, and they like turn to exclude him from their conversation.
no.
And he
buddy.
kicks the carpet, like his little toe claws like scrape into it, and he walks on by, pulls a cigarette out of his jacket, and like just ignites it and puts it in his mouth and starts like smoking, leaning on a pillar. He's trying to look a little cool, but you can see through the roof.
Unfortunately, he's perfect.
So the three of you would like to
Shimmy
approach
on
him.
over and sort of like
Yes.
tap him on the shoulder.
You tap him on the shoulder and he goes, "Psst, can't you see I'm busy?" And he rolls his eyes and looks over at you, goes, "Oh." He puts the cigarette out immediately, like on the carpet, and he goes, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to speak to you like that."
Shh. No worries.
Long time no see.
Long time no see, indeed. We have a little bit of a proposition for you if you're willing to.
Unfortunately, I cannot leave right now. I can't bring you out.
For a large sum of coins, perhaps.
Even for a large sum of coin, I can't get you out of here. I'm afraid, my friend.
Oh, it's not getting us out of somewhere. It's getting us in somewhere.
You want to go deeper? What do you want? What do you want from me?
You have free reign. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
So, here's the plan. You look like you're covered in a whole bunch of grime, which is great. Nobody seems to be paying much attention to you, which is also fantastic.
My cart. When they cut the chains.
Cut to the chase.
Cart.
We need you to play the role of a janitor. We're all going to hide in a janitorial car, and you're going to wheel us in past the doors into the high rollers area. Imps have free reign, and you look like you perfectly fit the role of a betting house janitor.
Are you saying I'm a grimy looking little imp?
Yes, I'm saying you look like a grimy little imp. What else do you want me to say?
Well, you know, like you've been cleaning something grimy.
Like you just crawled out of a chimney.
And that you've been doing a wonderful job.
Yes, there's probably an area with like a cart or something that the three of us can hide under. You just have to find it, bring it back, we'll go in, and then you know, go and... There's gotta be, look, there's a break room with like torture devices. I'm sure there's a break room with a cart with a bucket and a mop.
You were one of the greatest, most amazing cart movers back then. Like, you know, like the chain
Back then, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of
Such a
cart.
wonderful, wonderful time, right? And you did perfectly. You did wonderful. So, and you have to adapt to the new situation. Clearly,
This is gonna like shorten my life.
How many chips do I actually have, like, with me?
You had given 10K away.
10K away.
And you had 70 total at the time.
70
I
total?
believe. Yeah.
I'm gonna flash 50K in front of his face.
Another 50K? You guys are so liberal with these.
I'm gonna flash 50K in front of his face.
We're never turning
We're
this into
never.
real
It's
money.
never going to be turned into real money. Okay?
I can't wait until the end of this arc when the cashier goes, okay, give us all the money you'd like me to change. And you guys go, oh, we gave it all to the fucking imps. Boo, you can flash one of these, like, purple, I believe.
Listen, we'll make it worth your while.
You flash.
See?
Yeah, a little purple chip of 50K. He looks at it and goes, so, yeah, hand it over.
I'm gonna hand it over.
He handed it over. He looks at it. He sniffs it. He goes, yeah, that's genuine. He slides it into the pocket. He goes, any kind of cart. I just gotta bring a cart. Put you guys in it. Push you through the door. That's it. That's the end of the job.
Yeah, pretty much. Play the role of the janitor so we can get in.
The three of us, though.
The three of you? He's big, though. You two could fit. He's fucking huge. And he references at Boo. He goes, that's a big cart.
Well, you'll have a big job.
I mean, it's likely that they only have one janitor in this place cleaning everything. So I'd imagine they would need big carts to handle cleaning absolutely every corner of the space.
He
Right.
squints at you. His little grimy little face, making a very upset face.
I smile.
He puts his head in his hands and he goes, wait here, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm good for it. I'll be right back. And he just like
Thank
raises
you.
the hands in the air. He scoots off. He goes, whatever. These crazy out of planers. Fucking what?
my God,
He
he's
wouldn't
so
have it
right.
any other way.
First they barely tip you, then blah, 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 blah. And he's walking off.
Just
Um,
angry.
You guys stand around for 45 minutes more.
Jesus.
Loitering.
It takes a while.
Waiting.
Oh, is that roughly the length of a short rest?
Well, you guys were like doing stuff and moving around during it, so
Okay,
sure, we can do a
okay.
short rest if you like. Yeah, you guys can take a short rest in this time. As Saraneth, you're only getting ready, and Boo and the rest, you're just paying off imps.
Yep.
Setting up the crime ring.
I'm gonna have to restore some HP after that fall.
Same.
This is a imp heavy, unintentional. So few imps were in my preparatory notes for this.
I love manipulating these foolish little guys.
So, Saraneth Cinderman, you return to the room. You take your sweet, delicate time to prepare yourself in a manner befitting a noble. As you return to the floor of the betting house. As the elevator doors open, as I presume you don't grab the imp out of this one and plummet once again to the almost to your death.
Imagine if I did and died.
You descend
Damn.
to the main floor of the betting house, Duplicity, betting house of the gods. You exit out onto this floor, and people seem to turn their heads at you as you exit out. As you return to a group of 3... How best to describe you 3?
Ne'er-do-wells.
Ne'er-do-wells. You return to a group of 3 ne'er-do-wells gathered, hunched around a little pillar, awaiting, biding their time. What are you dressed like?
So, given the already amazing cape made by my talented cousin from the curtains,
Yes.
what I have done is I've basically used that as like a full like gown. Like I have like a really like a simple like kind of similar to how we were how it did during the Autumn's End, where it was like the thing about around the head and then like a simple outfit underneath that. She's
cape accentuating things.
Yeah, like
do you have has the attitude, has the mannerism changed? Are you now of a more pompous, arrogant air, or is it more of a quiet nobility that you're trying to emanate?
I think quiet nobility is much more akin to what she has been. So she like so like her head's up, like posture perfect, like hands resting like at her hip, like very like.
And of course, I believe you must have it somewhere. A wonderful signet ring of the House Cinderman. If not Serenepth, I'll remind you of this one. It just crept back into my noggin as we were speaking. Eons past, one queen of the Ashwin Kingdom gave you her very own ring with the crest of a marlin upon it as a happy betrothal present.
Yep.
Do you want to be wearing the Cinderman family ring, or would you like to con these people with a royal signet ring?
Oh.
Well, I mean, technically
How
they're
in the
both
use are they?
mine.
One on each
so
hand.
One on each.
Yeah. Like both rings are on to show
Excellent.
absolute
In
like,
full view.
Bolero.
Yes.
Walking up to the group of you is this nobly, haughtily taken about kind of person. She has the appearance of the being you had spoken with previously, and very quickly, your little devilish eyes. Sorry, that's kind of uncouth. Your little
Wow, I can't believe you said that.
Scoundrel.
Scoundrelly eyes can take very quick accounting of 2 rings. One you don't really recognize. The other very, very visible. It's a brilliant silver, very well polished ring. It has the signet of Marlins upon it, something that you, as a person living in this world, can associate with the royal family of the Ashwin Kingdom.
Well, I'm as ready as I will ever be.
Whew, this suddenly feels above my pay grade.
Are you okay? Or
Oh yeah, I'm fine. No worries.
No worries. As Boo goes,
Sweats.
no worries, no sweats. You hear a little creaky wheel and a cart being pushed along the carpet, making a very gross sound. Being pushed towards you. You turn all of your heads simultaneously and see a little red imp in a grimy little suit, pushing a kind of oversized cart. Within it seems to be. It doesn't seem to be originally a janitor's cart. It seems to be something that a person belonging to kitchen staff might use to push something around. A little stainless steel little cart, creaky little wheels. He seems to have found a stick with mop-like qualities to it and has filled like a big bucket with what seems to be very dark gray, almost dishwater. And you see Diplin pushing this along. He like nods to a couple of Duplicity workers, just dealers with the chain around their neck, and they kind of regard him in odd terms. The puzzled expression of, why is there a janitor walking around where the guests can see him? You might even hear someone say that to one of their coworkers as they walk on by. But nonetheless, Diplin pushes this up to you, and he'll stop. His face, he seems to have put on, not a mask, a proverbial mask. As he changes his expression, he kind of like seems to be chewing something. He goes, "How can I help all of you? Right now, you're strangers to me.
Diplin?
Wow, what an interesting janitorial cart. Let me just bend down and investigate it.
You look at this. There's like a little hatch on the, or like a little door on the side of it. It seems to be large enough that you or Integrity could fit. Boo would be pushing it, but it is a one-person cart. It seems.
Great.
What have I walked back to?
Diplin, this imp that you recognize, looks back over to you and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just cleaning up look at that spill. He grabs this little broom and starts sweeping at the floor where it is perfectly clear red carpet. Mira or Integrity, do either one of you want to scoot on in?
Which of us should help this lovely imp clean up this spill, do you think?
The job is too hard for you, imp. Do you need
Kind of rude.
my help?
You don't have to be rude about it just because we're lying to people. I'd love your help. It would be great. It would be awesome. Why, thank you.
I can help you sweep this floor cleaner than the forehead of the fiend of avarice.
Okay.
What?
Weird. It's strange. It's a strange thing to say. He died recently. You know that, right?
Oh, he did? I did not know. I am sorry.
They had a
How
There was an entire
insensitive of me.
So Integrity, are you going to rush? You're gonna waltz on over, very discreet, like to this cart, and then duck inside, as Mira holds the door open for you.
Yes.
Is that the intent? Okay, absolutely. Integrity dashes in here. No one seems to notice. Mira, you close the cart. Integrity, you are locked in. You feel a bucket of water, soapy, that's kind of leaning on you a little bit as you are in the bottom parts of this cart, pulling your knees up into your chest to be tiny as possible. Serenip Cinderman, you see this entire affair going on. You see that there's a general air of confusion to you, but the plan still as set forth. You, if you would like, can waltz on over. I don't know if Mira and Boo, you're going to accompany Serenip.
You guys want to be my entourage?
An entourage?
Would they
Or-
allow that?
That's one way we might.
But it's
Well,
worth a
I
chance.
guess I could just, go along with that. I'm gonna use my glamored leather armor
of
and
course.
get into a brand new outfit, one that is more befitting of a royal servant.
Of course, by all means. You don a cyan, courtly attire, the kind of like short pants that stop at your knees, and the long tights and like buckled little shoes, a jacket with epaulettes.
Feels
You
so
look-
pretentious, but I have to do it.
Yeah, the pink on cyan is not a great
It's
look,
a
but
terrible
it is a
color.
look. Integrity, you're snuggled up in a cart. Amir Marchand.
Mira is once again donning the guise of a makeup artist as I'm like following Serenep and like making sure that her hair is
Wonderful.
fluffy and her scales are scaly and whatnot.
Wonderful. With your entourage, Serenith Cinderman, you waltz up to these two looming fiendish guards. Their dark glasses, their little crossed arms regard you carefully and deeply. And the one which spoke to Mira will say, wait now. Now, this is the High Rollers area? Who might you be?
Oh, I like kind of look to the side like, oh, are you talking to me like you don't know who I am? And
They both look down at you. Like the heads, they go from like looking at you, and the heads like drop as they're like, yeah, we're talking to you.
Okay. I will kind of like straighten my back a little bit more and I'll say, oh, well, good day. I presume you would know my name is Lady Serenep Cinderman. I was just hoping to have a nice day with my companions here. And I raise my hand to show the ring, to show the rings. Yeah.
The fiends talking to you, kind of like, you can see they're like chewing on their tongue a little bit, thinking it over, and their coworker like taps them on the arm and like leans over. Serenep, Mira, and Boo, you can all hear this, and they go, that looks familiar. Now I don't know that much about that much, but that looks familiar. You should check the book. And this one like brushes them off and goes, okay, I'll check the book. And you see them from their like dress coat pull out a very tiny black book and begin like piecing through it, and they go, material plane, right? Material plane? Oh. They take off their dark glasses and like squint very heavily, and they look at it, and they'll grab your hand so tenderly, and they'll say, excuse me just a moment, and like peek at it real close, and they go, it seems to be a match. Well, in that case, Lady Cinderman, and they both part. They go, welcome to the High Rollers room. What the other one opens the door very gently for you. You feel, for once, a kind of like very neutral kind of air blow out of this door, not the boiling hot air from the rest of Duplicity. Sereneth, you can very, with your head held high, walk past, and two little hands come down to block Boo and Mira Marchand from entrance, and they'll look at you and say, "Why are you bringing help in?"
Is it against the rules to have my people with me the entire time?
It's not strictly speaking against the rules, but we try to dissuade it where possible.
It is our duty to accompany Lady Serenep Cinderman wherever she may go.
Do you add anything else? No? In that case, Boobalero, make a persuasion check for me.
Fuck.
Oh, I mean, if I knew this was a rolling situation.
Would this technically be deception or no?
Yes, it would be deception.
Thank God, because I have advantage on those. That is a 21.
The left guard goes, sounds like a reasonable case. We can make the exception this time. Lady Cinderman, and he like nods down to you, and he will say, please have your staffers check in with Sir Eric on the inside. They might have to answer a question or two. But beyond that, and they will take their hands off of like your chests and say, we welcome the three of you to the High Rollers room. And the three of you can waltz on through, these two fiends standing on either side, smiling down at you, sunny disposition and all, as the three of you enter through these large gem-encrusted doorways. Excellent. One's inside the doors, shut behind you. You find yourselves in a incredibly long hallway. The floor is black and white tile, and the walls are lined with blue and white little torches. This hallway probably goes on for like 70 feet, and seems to lead to, you can hear like a kind of like a little bit of like chamber music, the roar of like a pleasant kind of like low-level conversation coming from the very end of this hallway. And the three of you, if you would like, or you can proceed, or you can wait for Integrity to catch up.
I think it would be best to get Integrity with the group.
We should definitely make sure that Integrity manages to get through the doors.
Maybe move off to the side so that when they open the doors again, they will not see us.
Like,
yeah,
okay,
just like
by all means. You loiter in the hallway, the three of you, standing here looking all prim and proper.
Oh,
a makeup artist, a noble.
Lady Cinderman, there's a small flaw in your hair. Let's stand back as I correct that for you.
Thank you.
Oh, Lady Cinderman, it appears that your
Integ-
gown seems to be caught around here. Just bear with me while I fix it.
Integrity Idleberry. It's a bumpy, greasy, creaky ride. Mop water falls on your head at certain times as you hear Diplin kind of whispering. His head is like at the same level that you are, and he's like holding his hands above, pushing the cart, and he goes, I really hope this is gonna work, because I don't work here. I work outside. I'm just here as like a permanent guest right now. So like if they catch me and throw us out or kill us, like I just want you to know it wasn't my fault, and also like, you know, we're in this together, okay? If something happens to me, please, and he like stops the cart and goes, please don't leave me behind. And you can see his like little eyes poking in through like one of the like slits in this metal cart. Integrity.
It will break my heart if I leave you behind, so...
Oh, that's what I love to hear. And he goes on pushing it. Integrity, you're quiet as a mouse. Can you make a stealth check for me?
That's my...
with advantage, since you're in a cart.
With advantage, that is a 23.
23. You hold your breath as as this cart approaches. You hear one of these guards go, "Halt there, little imp!" And Diplin goes, "Oh, hi! I was just trying to. There's some spills in the hallway, and I was trying to." And you hear the guard go, "Hush!" See through like the little slits in this cart. Integrity. This guard, the one who's talking to everyone, kind of leans down, puts a big hand on Diplin's shoulder, and goes, "When you're here, you're family. Go on in there, little guy."
Oh.
And like there's a big winning smile. Diplin's like, "Yeah, awesome, great. This is fantastic." And you hear the doors crack. The three of you, our wonderful noble entourage, these doors crack. The light and heat from Duplicity's main floor spills in onto you, and you see the wonderful Diplin, grimy as can be, pushing in the Integrity mop cart, and he gets a big pat on the back from both guards as he walks in, and as he walks by you guys, he has like a big smile on his face. The doors close. He goes, "That went shockingly very well. Like, you said all imps like get in for free, but I really expected them to like double check the cart, do something of that sort."
Well, let's just be happy they didn't do that then.
Let's be happy they didn't do that. And he takes he like pats his jacket and he goes, "So that's all you needed me for, right? Like, I'm done. My job's done." And he knocks on the cart. He goes, "You can get out. You can get out now. You can get out.
I'm going
She
to
can get out, right? I'm done."
I mean, we got in.
Perfect. We're in. Integrity.
But you said that I won't leave you behind. You won't leave us behind too if things go to hell, right? I mean, go to shit.
Funny. Great joke. He rolls his eyes at the rest of you. But Integrity, you don't see that. No, I'm not going to leave you behind. I'm going in there because they said I can go in. So I'm going to enjoy my time. You know, if I'm going to be stuck at this shithole betting house, I'm going to enjoy my time here, okay? I'm like family. You heard them. You all heard them. It's like I'm family. He leaves the cart and continues to waltz down this little hallway. He even flaps his little wings and scurries on in there, excited to see what is in there. Integrity.
Did he leave the cart?
He left the cart right in the middle of the hallway, yes. He left it with you. You guys can move it, just leave it, whatever. Help Integrity out. And the four of you make your way down this extended hallway towards the Fiend of Whimsy's domain.
Down we go.
This is gonna be great. They recognize the ring. Like, what if they're here? Like, what if someone's here?
The sound of music.
It could be any of us.
Lovely on the ears.
It could be Integrity.
Mira, this music hits your ear, and you hear the most like. There's not a lot of heart in the music, but there's a lot of precision, if that makes sense, is what you hear.
Yeah.
Very mechanical sounding as you make your way down this hallway, and you come to the end, and before you, this vast room shows itself to you all. You're standing on a little balcony. There's stairs down either side made of brilliant black and white marble. The entire floor here seems like checkered, except for in the very center of this room, this massive cavernous room. It extends upwards maybe like 300, 400 feet. There's staircases dotting, crisscrossing around the outside of this conical room that goes up. The walls seem to be made of this dark, it's almost like a bluish crystal is what it seems to be. Almost like it's carved out of a single giant gemstone. And these brilliant blue and white lights dance off of all the cuts and imperfections within that gemstone. You see tables full of incredibly well-dressed guests of Duplicity. There's very polite conversation. The smell of smoke is not very present whatsoever in here. There's a very fresh, almost like this, just like this springy kind of fresh air in the room. You see hundreds of imps flying around in the air, like a cloud of gnats, as it were. They're stopping over at little bars, getting little drinks. People are waiting on them hand and foot, chasing after them, and delivering them little food, little drinks, little trays of stuff, just helping them up onto chairs, whatever you might have it. And finally, the crowning piece of this room, I think to be noted, is that in the very center, it's like a squared off room at the very base, and in the center, there's a circular kind of giant roulette table, it seems. The actual triangles marked with numbers, there's 20 of them, and they seem massive. This is probably like a 60-foot diameter roulette table, just utterly oversized. But you do see a big line of people, kind of almost as if there's a line to get on, make a bet, something of that sort. And people seem very excited to do so. As you stand here and get the lay of the room for 5-6 seconds, the roulette table or the roulette wheel goes. It just starts spinning. It's this loud rocking noise. You can hear the ratcheting sound. And finally, as like people are betting. And finally, a notable thing is that on like the little pedestal, the little center of a roulette table, if you all are all familiar, there's like a little brassy, in this case, it's like almost like a tower, but on like a regular roulette wheel, it's just like a little brass fixture. In this case, it's a tower. It has a little spiral staircase going up to it. You would have to walk all the way over across the roulette table to get up there, but it's a little spiral staircase, and you can see a long table, and there is 9 immaculately dressed imps, all of a variety of color, sitting there playing a game of cards. There is like 2 big guards standing next to them, presumably making sure no one disturbs them. But that is the Fiend of Whimsy's domain as you see it.
Very fanciful.
And as you take on all these details, that's where we'll end this episode. As you've successfully infiltrated, gotten into the betting area.
We did it!
You did it.
Wow.
Success!
Carla, success. Carla, could you give me an outro, please? Could you give us an outro, please?
Well, hope that you rule out that this was a bad episode, because it was a good episode. So rule that out. Roulette. Get it? Roulette.
Yeah, I get it.
So, because you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating or a review on our iTunes or wherever you listen to this podcast. Your comments and your likes truly matter to us because we like knowing that you are enjoying us. And if you don't want to comment because you want to decrease your involvement in the social network life,
What a great caveat.
share us with your friends. Be like, hey, this podcast, it slaps. We have an Instagram at Trials and Trebs. Give us a follow. You can access reminders
Teasers,
that the
art.
episode's out. You can see art. You can see teasers before the episode. We also have a Patreon, and you can find the link to that Patreon below.
Yes.
And you can join us and be part of the people that get to see not teasers,
Blooper reels.
blooper reels, and get to choose bonus episodes and see notes from our dungeon master Luke. And last but not the least, wait, there's 2 more things.
You're fading quick.
Sorry, we have a merch store.
Yeah.
Which is
Merchandise.
Wow.
Trevors.com!
Tremors.com.
Trevors.com. You get stickers, you get shirts, you get stickers, and you get shirts, and many more. And sooner or later, eventually. And last but not the least, this is actually the last thing. Discord.
Yeah.
We have a Discord.
We have a
Go
Discord.
down there.
Link down in the description.
Wow.
Go join. There's tons of people who enjoy this show. Talk to them. Speak to them.
Join.
We're not forcing you, but
We are
forcing
you
I
now,
guarantee
join.
you that it is a fun community, lots of amazing people, and
of
you get to
amazing
talk about the podcast.
You do. And tons of other stuff. But that's it for this episode. Imp heavy. So imp heavy. Fucking
As it should
humongous
be.
imp episode.
Listen, we love imps.
I mean, I guess we do. We'll see. We'll see if people like imps. We'll see. Until next week, see you later, folks.
Bye.
Bye.